Has working from home been a dream of yours? But you keep coming up against the same roadblocks. You found yourself sitting at the kitchen table wondering, how am I going to make this work? Well, divorce changed everything financially. Retirement savings were divided. You're facing a future that looks very different from the one you had planned. And now you're asking yourself, can I really start over at my age? If you're a divorced woman in your 50s or 60s, I want to encourage you today. Not only is it possible to start over, but this season may hold opportunities you never imagined. In this video, we're going to talk about how creating income from home can help you regain confidence, restore your hope, and begin building a future that feels secure again. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I want you to see that your story isn't ending. This new chapter could be the adventure of your lifetime. Hi friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Steph from Alberta, Canada. And after living through 2 divorces, the first in my mid-30s and the second in my early 50s, there were times I thought I couldn't go on. And after my second divorce, I had 2 young boys to care for. And with the inflation over the last 10 years, I've had to get a second side hustle and was even looking for a third. But I found this online program that helps people develop an online business. It offers tech help and teaches you step by step how to create your own online empire. So if you have a desire for creating an online business of your dreams, check out my website, liveyournewlife.ca, for the blueprint to success. You can find the details in the description below. And now, since my second divorce, I found that with therapy involvement, in support groups, and God at the helm of my life, I was able to move forward with structured strategies and goals. Now, as a Christian life coach, I'm helping divorced women over 50 navigate life's unexpected transitions with faith, confidence, and practical solutions. In this video, I'll discuss 3 common roadblocks that can overwhelm you and 3 benefits to encourage you to move forward with developing an online home-based business. Let's get into point number 1. A common roadblock for doing anything on your own comes from being frozen in fear. Is your biggest concern financial fear? You find yourself saying, what if I don't have enough money? What if I outlive my retirement savings? What if I can't find work at my age? What if I fail at a home-based business? What if I become a burden to my children? Well, these concerns are very real. Divorce often creates financial challenges we never expected to face. The good news is that we live in a time when opportunities exist that previous generations never had access to. Today, creating income from home is more possible than ever before. Point number 2. But before we talk about income, let's acknowledge another important roadblock. Starting over financially after divorce isn't just about the money. It's about your identity as a wife. You spent decades building a life with someone else. You have sacrificed your career opportunities. You have focused on raising children. You have believed retirement would look a certain way. Then divorce changes the whole picture. Suddenly, you're forced to make decisions you never expected to make, and that can feel overwhelming. But here's what I've learned. After divorce, you can discover strengths you never knew you had. What feels like an ending can become a beginning. And ultimately, your identity is not as a wife, but as a beloved daughter of God the Father. Point number 3. Let's address the elephant in the room, the roadblock to technology. Have you ever said, I could never do that. I am terrible with technology. I am too old to learn this new stuff. These are all statements that I have made. And now that I've been working my way through this foreign land, so to speak, it has been getting easier. And with the right coaching and help, I've made leaps and bounds in my progress. So I want to challenge your limiting beliefs. You learned how to raise children. You learned how to run a household. You learned how to solve countless problems over the years. You learned skills your younger self never imagined possible. And learning technology is simply another skill. It doesn't require perfection, it requires willingness. The women who succeed online are rarely the smartest or most technical. They're often the women who simply keep taking the next step. One lesson at a time, one video at a time, one day at a time. In the New Testament of the Bible, the Apostle Paul reminds us in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. And you know what? Paul wrote these words while he was in prison. He was content because Jesus was strengthening him through his suffering. Jesus also provides us with what we need in times of plenty and in times of suffering. Notice, Paul doesn't say we can do all things because we're talented, or because we're young, or because we're fearless. Christ strengthens us when we read his word and come to him in prayer. That means when you feel uncertain, God provides strength. When you feel inadequate, God provides wisdom. When you feel afraid, God provides courage. You don't have to walk this journey alone. Let me encourage you here. There are some practical advantages to working from home in an online business. It offers flexibility. There's no daily commute, no sitting in a traffic jam, no expensive wardrobe requirements, no relocating for work, and you can often create your own schedule. Working from home can provide a sense of freedom that traditional employment often doesn't. For many women, that means having time to care for aging parents or spend time with grandchildren, volunteering, travel, or simply enjoying life more. And for women who may feel intimidated by re-entering the workforce after many years, online opportunities can offer a gentler path forward. So here are 3 benefits to developing an online business. Benefit number 1. One of the greatest gifts may not be what you expect. It isn't about the money itself. It's about the confidence. There's something powerful about knowing you can contribute to your own future. Each new skill learned builds confidence. Each challenge overcome builds confidence. Each small success builds confidence. And confidence changes everything. You begin seeing possibilities instead of roadblocks. You stop focusing solely on what was lost and begin focusing on what can still be built. That shift is transformational. Benefit number 2. Another beautiful advantage of online work is the flexibility of it. Imagine being able to visit your children or grandchildren without completely stepping away from your work. Imagine taking a trip and still being able to manage your business. Imagine spending the winter months somewhere warmer if you choose. That's what I love. And if you spend decades putting your dreams on hold, this season can offer opportunities to enjoy greater freedom while still building financial security. Your work can travel with you. That's something previous generations could barely even imagine. Benefit number 3. One concern I hear often is this: I wanted to leave more for my children. And divorce may have changed your financial plans, but it doesn't have to define your legacy. Your legacy isn't determined solely by what happened to you. It's determined by how you respond. When your children see you learning, growing, adapting, and refusing to give up, you're leaving a legacy of resilience. And when you choose faith over fear, you're leaving a legacy of courage. When you continue building despite setbacks, you're leaving a legacy of hope. And those are priceless gifts. So if you're watching this today and feeling overwhelmed by your financial future, I want you to hear this. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. Your divorce may have changed your path, but it has not changed your value. There are opportunities available today that didn't exist even 10 years ago. There are skills you can learn. There is support available. There is hope available. And most importantly, God is still writing your story. The next chapter may look different than you expected, but different doesn't mean worse. Sometimes it becomes better than we imagined. So if this video encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with another woman who may need this message today. And if you're curious about learning practical ways to create income from home, I've included the website in the link below. And if you'd like to learn about my online coaching, support groups, workshops, or destination retreats, email me at liveyournewlife65@gmail.com. And if you are struggling with the emotional fallout of your divorce, get my free download at liveyournewlife.ca/well. Remember, my friend, your future is not behind you. With God's help, your best chapter may still be ahead. Get ready to live your new life, and I'll see you in the next video.